Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are creating a small project with React Native. We will be creating Love Calculator, which is running on the right side right here, and I can show you how this thing works. Basically, it's very simple. I can input my name, let's say Kadir Media, and I can say subscribers. And once I have this field populated, I can click this heart icon and I can see the result. It's 48%. It's not a good result, but I can deal with this. So this is the project we are going to create today, guys. Let's open VS Code right now and start creating this amazing React Native project from scratch. All right, so I have created a brand new project with npx React Native in it, and you can see it on the left side. And I'm running my iPhone 13 emulator on the right side, and you can see that we are outputting hello from React Native as text right here. What I have done, I have opened two terminals, and the first one I have run Metro with npx React Native start, and on the second terminal I have launched the app with npx React Native run iOS. If you're running on Android, you have to do other type of commands, and I assume that you already know how to install a bare bone React Native project, and you can now follow with me the making of this Love Calculator application. Okay, so before we start, we will need to install a package called React Native Icons, which is right here on this repository right here. If you type React Native Vector Icons on Google, you will find it as a first result. And then you have to click on it, and right here you can see how you can install React Native Vector Icons. It's detailedly explained, and as I'm an iOS user, I will see how to install it for iOS, and I will show you how to do that. If you are Android, you can see the instructions here, and you can do the same thing pretty much. So let's start right now. First thing we have to do is we have to copy the npm install command right here. And I will open VS Code again, and I will I'll use this one here, this terminal. So I'm gonna say ls, I'm inside the project directory, and I'm gonna hit enter, and I'm going to install this package, Vector Icons. Okay, once it's installed, we are pretty much okay to proceed. And what we need to do now is we can see that we need to edit our info.plist file, which is located in the iOS folder, and we need to add those values right here. Basically, this is a dictionary, and what we need to do is need to copy this, and we need to open our iOS folder and navigate to the project and the info.plist file, and we can paste it inside the dictionary right here, just like this, and then we can indent this. Okay, and once we do that, we can save this file, and we will have to do something additional right now in order to have them installed properly. I can do npx pod-install, and that will install the necessary pods. You can also do that if you navigate to the iOS folder and say pod-install. That will install the pods again, but this way is also preferable as I did it. After that, when you have done npx pod install, you will just have to restart your emulator, and you will be able to use the React Native Vector Icons. So I'm going to say npx React Native run iOS again, and that will start rebuilding my project, and that way I will be able to use the icons. So let's wait until this is rebuilt. And meanwhile, we can see which icon we will be importing and using from here. Well, basically, we will need a heart icon. So I'm going to say heart, and that's from Ant Design. So let's grab this one, and let's see how they actually do this here with React Native Vector Icons. So the way they import is they can say import icon, and they say from React Native Vector Icons, the name of the package, and later on they say icon name, size, color, and some props right here, which are described right here. So we're gonna do the same. So basically we're gonna say here import icon from React Native Vector Icons, and it was and design, okay? And right here, let's see, it's heart. So we're gonna say icon name equals heart, okay? Size 50 and color is gonna be black, okay? Just like this, and you render this icon. However, yeah, we render the icon, and you're gonna see it right here, and you can see now the icon. Okay, let's start with removing this text right here, and let's add the text inputs that will be the place where we are going to input the names. So I'm gonna say text input, okay, and you can see that it will auto import it above right here. And we're gonna have one text input, we're gonna have second one, and this one will be with the placeholder, and that's gonna be your name, and the second one will be we can say your partners. We will have to do the following. That type of quotes, your partner's name, just like this. And once I save, you will see them right here. And after that, what we'll have, well, nothing basically, but we can use a style sheet right here. So I'm going to import the style sheet in order to apply some styles. So the way we do that, we have to say const styles equals style sheet dot create, and this is an object, and we're going to say root, and we're going to say flex 1. By saying this, we will say to the safe area view, not to the safe area view, we will create a view inside right here, and we will wrap everything inside this view, and we're going to say style equals styles.root. Okay, once we do that, let's see what happened right here, view, because we don't have it imported. Okay, let's import it, and then it will be fine. However, now I think we lost the, okay, I think it should go to the style safe area view as so styles.root. Okay, once we apply this, we can see now if we add a border width of 1 and border color of red, let's say, we can see that now we have the view and the safe area view expanding and taking the whole screen. But I think that the proper one is to have one for root and also one for container, which will have the same flex 1. Okay, and for this one I will say styles.container because it will have also other classes inside it. Okay, and now we can remove the border and we are pretty much good. So this one also will have flex align items will be center, and justify, I don't know, let's say justify content to the center. And once we do that, we will see that they will move to the middle part of the screen. And let's work on the these text inputs. So I'm going to say text input, and each text input will have a width of 100%, or let's say 90%, okay, and a height of, let's say, 20. Let's try this out. So on the inputs, we're going to say style equals styles.input, text input. And we're going to close this, right, Jess? And let's give them a border width of 1 and border color of gray. Okay. Now you're going to see the text inputs right here, but I think we can increase the height and we can make it even bigger. Maybe 40. Yeah, that looks greater to me. And we can say also font size of, I don't know, 20. Let's try 20. Yeah, this looks much better. And we can apply the same thing for the second input. So styles.text input. Okay. And we need a margin. So I can say margin vertical 10. That's going to apply on the top and bottom. And we can see now we clearly have some margin between them. Great. Let's make this icon even bigger. Let's make it 100. Yeah, just like this. And we want to surround this icon in a component called TouchableOpacity. Okay. So once I wrap this in a TouchableOpacity, you will notice that I can click on it. Yeah. And it looks amazing. And also we can change the color to red because a heart is red color, of course. And now I can show my keyboard. So I'm gonna, where was the keyboard? Keyboard, toggle software keyboard. Okay, so now I can use the keyboard to type right here. Okay, on the first one and on the second one. To make the typing working, we have to use a state, and we have to change the state when we type something in the fields. So to do that, I'm going to do a const first name, set first name, and that's going to equal useState. Yeah, we imported the useState from here. That's going to be an empty string by default, and I'm going to copy and paste this, and we're going to say second name, and also set second name, just like this. Once we have this, we can now say value of this field will be first name, and value of this field will be second name. And I'm going to close this. Okay. And one more thing we need to add is the onChange prop. So onChange text, and we're going to say text right here, and we're going to say set first name to equal text. And similarly, we're going to do the same for the second input field, and that's going to be text set second name to the text. Now, if I output this below, just like this, with a text component, and I say the first name right here, you will notice that once I start typing, we're gonna see the first name right here, which is indication that we have successfully linked our text inputs with the state and with changing the state. Isn't that amazing? And now what we need to do, well, we have the first name and the second name, and we have to create a method right here, and I'm going to call this method calculate result. Okay, and basically what this thing will do will be the following. I missed the equal right here. We're gonna just say return mat.floor, and here we'll have mat random, okay? And we will multiply this by 101, and this will return us a number between 0 and 100, okay? And we will say right here, on press, we're gonna say calculate result. I have a typo, so calculate result, and you can see the method is already working, but we can have a check. Basically, if we don't have anything, we will want this. If we don't have anything in the fields, we will want this button to be disabled. So to create this, we're gonna say const, or actually we can do directly inside here. So I'm gonna say disabled prop here, and that's gonna equal a new method, and I'm gonna call this check disabled, okay? And I'm gonna create this right here. So I'm gonna say const check disabled equals, and right here we'll return false. Otherwise we'll have up right here if, an if statement. And we're gonna say if not first name, or if not second name, meaning that they're empty strings. If there are empty strings, then return true. Okay, and we can see that however, we have to run this. And now if I save everything, we can no longer click on this touchable opacity, and you can see that the color, I mean, it's not working. It's not, we don't see the opacity, but here for color, what we can really do is we can say check disabled, and if that's true, we want red, otherwise we want a black color, okay? And once we save, now actually we have to swap them. So whatever this returns, yeah, so it's swapping basically if whatever this returns, if it's black when it's disabled, and when we type something right here, it's gonna become red, and we can click it, and it's gonna calculate our result, okay? Now, once we have this done, we can output the result right here. And we can say you love each other for the first text, and then below it we're going to create another text, and here we will render the result, and we need curly braces for this. So I'm going to say calculate, sorry, it's not the result, basically it's calculate result. So on press we do this, but we will not return. Instead, we're going to create another state, and we're going to say const result, set result right here, and we're going to say use state, that's going to be a number first, okay? And we're going to say set result to be this value from the operation right here. Once we have this, then we can say result and percentage, just like this. But we need a conditional right here because we don't want to display this all the time. And we only want to display this when result is greater than 0 or equal to 0, because the math that random here will return a number between 0 and 100. So we can ensure that we will render this this group of texts right here based on this condition. And for the else, I can say null. Okay, we can actually wrap this in a view. Okay, the whole thing we can wrap in a view. And I believe after we do that, we will be able to render this condition. Okay, so if result is bigger than 0, equal or greater than 0, then print me out the result, else don't show anything. Now when I save now, text things must be rendered within text. So what's the issue right here? Okay, now you can see actually it has to be greater than. Okay, so because we initially give it a value of 0. So now it's black and not working, but as long as I put my name, Usman, my name is Usman, by the way, it's not Kader, so Usman, and the second partner name, I don't have a partner really, I can put my channel or my subscribers right here, and I can click calculate, and we can see you love each other 54%. Well, that's fine for me, 54% is good, but I hope that my subscribers will love me 100% in the future. So what's left here is to make this a little bit bigger, and we're gonna say, for the styles, we're gonna say result view, and again we will say align items center and justify content center. And remember, in React Native, everything comes already in a flex, so you don't need to say display flex, it's already flex. So right here we can say styles dot result view, and you'll see that each text will move below, and we can say also result text, and this one will have font size of 22, font weight of bold, and margin vertical of 10. Okay, and we can assign those to those texts. So I can say style equals styles.result text, and again style equals styles.result text. Okay, now let me increase a little bit the size of my editor text. So once I save, you can say you love each other 54%, but every time I click, this thing calculates again. I don't want this behavior. I want after clicking this, I want after a couple of seconds to reset everything. So what we can do about this is we can use the use effect hook. So I can say use effect, okay? And this is a standard use effect hook that we normally use in React. And the good thing in React Native that we can use it in the same way we use it in React. In React Native, we can use it the same way that we use it in React, normal React. So here we're gonna say set timeout. And basically after, I don't know, let's say 10 seconds, which is 10,000 milliseconds, I want to reset the result. So I'm gonna say set result again to equal 0. Now let's save this again, It disappeared, but let's type something here and let's click on this icon and we see you love each other 65%. And now you can see that the result below disappeared, but the icon is still active. That's because we still have something in the text fields right here typed. And I can say, probably we can try to set the first name back to empty string and set the second name back to an empty string. But what I think is that will not work because you have already typed something here. So let's do the following now. Let's reset everything and let's type something. So name and second name and click this button. You can see that the fields were reset, but we still see the result right here, and this is because the result is 0 and we have this focused, so it's not going to work. So this is irrelevant. So I just wanted to show you that it will not work, and you should not try this. Instead, you should try to look for something in the internet, like how can I reset the value of the text field in React Native, and you can really try it out if you want, but we will leave this tutorial so far with what we have achieved. I hope you like this tutorial. It was a short one and I wanted to show you a basic project in React Native. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to learn more about React Native, make sure you subscribe, and also if you want access to all project repositories, make sure you become a Patreon of the channel. I will leave a link in the description below the video. Thank you once again, and I'll see you again in the future.